everybody, and welcome back. It is me, your old pal Orpheus, here with another adventure on Orpheus Plays, here playing Blade and Sorcery. So I make a little bit of skywriting here going on. Ooh, I've discovered these things actually go, like, forever up here, so I can, like, do little patterns here. Let me, hold on. Whee! Let's try one. Whee! Anyway, I hope you are doing well wherever you are right now. That's right, you! I care about you. And that's why I'm glad that you're here with me, playing Blade and Sorcery. Why do I keep doing that? Anyway, we are here in the arena, and that could only mean one of several things. And here we go. More tales of pain from your old pal Orpheus. We are going to tell you a couple tales here that are gonna, well, kind of make you go, ooh, a little bit probably. But don't worry, it's not gonna be that bad on the body horror. Well, okay, it might be a little bit, but I'll try to keep it light. Anyway, we are, again, playing survival mode. The way that this works is 3 weapons come out for my choice, and I decide which one I would like to beat these NPCs senseless with. So, we have an axe, we have a trench mace, and we have a hammer. Let's start off with something of very high quality. The old hammer of justice. Hammer of the righteous. Let's spin it up here. Get a little bit of this action going on. A little bit of hammer Cuisinart. Oh, here comes our victim. First traditional slow motion kill of the day with a spinning hammer. This is a first for Orpheus Plays. Oh no. It's doing his nuts. Hold on. Very carefully. Oh. And he's gone, ladies and gentlemen. Can I grab it? Where'd it go? Whoop, bad bird. No, come here. Come here, I want to kill things with you. Oh, hello. Good to see you. Punch in the bars for you. Oh, no. Oh, no. Anyway, so, yeah. Another good day for killing. Got a little bit caught up in the wonders and mystery of death right there. But, yeah, another day, another way to get some more murder done. And, so I guess we should just start. There's no, gross. I guess there's no good way to start this, except to just kind of start it. So, if you saw my video before, about how not to do first aid, those are a couple of stories where I tell you about how I completely messed up my feet, or at least one ankle, 1 foot over the years. And that's one of those stories. Let me give you a recap of half of that. So part of it is I was staying at a beach house one summer, and I kept tripping over a wall. It was this wooden retaining wall for to prevent erosion for the side of a lake. And so there was a retaining wall that I used to walk past every day, and I kicked my foot on it. Well, long story short, I went and got an axe, and I was chopping at the wall, and I ended up hitting myself in the ankle with that axe. Kind of a horrible experience. Had to repair that and all that, but here's the reason why I'm bringing that up. This would be the sequel to that story. So, place yourself in my shoes. I have recently injured myself in the ankle with an axe. I have been limping around with an ace bandage and a whole bunch of butterfly sutures holding that thing on, barely keeping myself from falling over constantly. Okay? And so there I am. I'm still liking taking my morning walks. See, I like to take walks on the beach and just kind of, get my bearings straight and kind of do my morning thing. That's at least if there's a beach for me to walk on, right? Okay. So, when I mentioned that I had kicked it every day, no joke, for like a week and a half straight, yeah, no, that's not a joke. And so, extending off that, it was later on in the week, and I'm walking down the beach, and I kicked the damn wall with my left foot, the one that had the axe wound on the ankle, and I kick it, and I'm like, oh dear Lord, I am so done with this. I have injured myself. I am pissed. I haven't made any leeway on this damn thing. There's a couple of, like, you know, chips out of it where I managed to fail completely with the axe last time. And so I walk up and I'm like, doo-doo-doo, and I walk by it. I go to walk by it and boom, I knock my foot on it. And I'm like, you know that point where you're completely fed up with life. You're just like, I just can't right now. There's no way, dude. Oh no. Oh God, where's my dagger? What happened to my dagger? Come here, dagger. I want to use you again. Anyway, so you know that point when you just get like, nope, my evens can't even right now, right? You have been disarmed. Good morning. Here's your arm. I'm going to use it. Slow motion arm kill in the face, or at least in the knee, which was nothing. Oh, there, take that. Oh. Anyway, so yeah, I completely gotten fed up. I was like, this is it. I'm gonna make sure that this damn wall doesn't hurt me ever again. And so I run up. Ow. I run up to the house, the same house that I went up to get the axe, and I'm perusing my selection of weapons. Kind of like when I do in the beginning of these rounds here, right? So I'm looking in the little, you know, let's say this is the little pegboard with all the stuff, right? So it's like, there's an axe here, and a garden hoe here, and a shovel, and like a sledgehammer. And then hanging up here is the bane of my demise. There was a chainsaw sitting there, and immediately a whole bunch of you right now have just gone, oh, yeah, stay with me on this one. So there's this chainsaw, and it's an electric one, right? So it's, you know, it's not going to be this loud, like, thing going on. So I figure I can get away with quietly cutting this wall down and just kind of getting it out of the way so I don't kick this thing anymore. You know, save other people's lives, too, as we go along. So I'm feeling like I'm doing something good for society. I take that chainsaw down and kind of look at it. Like, yep, I've used a chainsaw before, that's for sure. And so I get some extension cord and I plug that in and run it all the way down to the beach. Good couple of 100 feet. And I get that I get that chainsaw started. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, ring, 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 right? Why is this so weird in my hand? Okay, so I come up. We'll use this again as the wall. So it was like, hold on. Why is it not cooperating? Oh my God. So it was like up like this, right? And off at an angle. And so when I'd been hitting it before, I'd been hitting it like here, right? Okay, well, I figured I'd start from underneath this time, okay? So I could get a good purchase and get that thing up and out of there. Because if I cut down, I'd cut into some other posts that were like this, right? Okay. You ever heard of a phenomenon called kickback with a chainsaw? So kickback is when you're not paying attention and you come down on something. You come down on it with the chainsaw, and because the saw, like the chain, is going, if you're not careful, it can kick back up at you, right? So it can, and there's a big danger that you can hit yourself with it, of course, right? Well, I was aware of this phenomenon, which is another reason why I decided I was going to, come up from underneath on this thing. Well, folks, there is something called reverse kickback. So when you come up from under something, the chain catches and will throw it down. And again, here, a bunch of you are going, oh God. Yeah, so I'm standing there with like one foot out. Like, I can't do it here. Like damn it, game, you are not being helpful. I got 1 foot out like this, and I'm sitting there with this chainsaw. I start coming up, and this thing, man, just remembering this, the pain that was involved with this. I come up, and it kicks back, and it hits me right in the shin. The tip of the chainsaw goes right into me. And oh boy, was there a spray of blood. Suddenly that little fence that had been driftwood colored up until this point, kind of a a washed out grayish brown, right? Kind of like this, right? Suddenly it was just sprayed with blood. There was just blood all over it. And I'm, immediately I have that chainsaw there and I feel it, like, pick it up, and it's just like, bleh, 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 going again. So, knowing the routine, because I'd done this just a couple weeks before, or just a week before, I'm like, oh God, no. Because again, it's one of those situations like, I can't get in trouble for this. I can't go to my parents. It's like, well, how'd you screw up your shin? I'm like, well, I had this chainsaw, And so, once again, I'm like, what do I do? What do I do? Well, I was smart this time. I figured there were going to be some mishaps going on. Ooh, there's a reflect for you. And so I was like, maybe I should keep a first aid kit near the door on this guest cabin. So luckily this time I had some towels and some gauze. Come here. In the face. I had some towels and some gauze and stuff, so I used those. Again, this gash that was on my shin, it was bad. It was like 2 inches, like, from top to bottom, so like along my shin, and then it was like an inch wide, because like that chainsaw blade, it was like the width of the chainsaw blade and the length of, like, just the tip going into it. Oh my God, did that hurt. Folks, if you ever wanted to get confirmation that hitting yourself in the leg with a chainsaw is painful, I'm here to tell you, yes, it is. It is very painful. Oh God, I never thought that would happen. So, once again, it was one of those things where I was like, damn, I gotta fake an injury in order to keep from getting in trouble for this. So, we were going motorcycle riding later that day. And, well, if you ever rode a motorcycle, you might know that the foot pegs... the foot pegs... Oh, by the way, I butterfly sutures and a little bit of medical tape, I think, to hold it together. This one wasn't so bad because it wasn't like a hole. It was just like someone had scooped out a bit so I could close it up. Okay. So on motorcycles they have the foot pegs, right? And the foot pegs have like a little, like, teeth kind of thing. If you see industrial steps, right? Those diamond steps, and they've got those little traction teeth on them, right? It's hard to explain. It's like you got the foot peg and then there's like a bunch of spikes on it just to keep your boots and stuff from slipping off of it in case it's wet. Okay. Well, those things have a habit of, if you slip off of them, they'll cheese grate whatever skin they hit, right? So I'm like, oh God, this is going to be the second time this summer that I have, like, intentionally injured myself to cover up an unintentional injury. Right? Oh God. Don't watch. Don't watch. Don't watch. Oh, he's dead. Yay! You didn't have to see that. Thank God. So, we're about to go motorcycle riding, and I'm like, God, I don't want to do this, right? What the hell happened? I just double tapped my headset and went into pass-through mode. It was weird. Hope that didn't look too weird for you. So I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this. This is going to hurt. Especially because I got an open wound already, right? I got, like, a couple Band-Aids and stuff over it. And so we go out motorcycle riding, and I, like, the first opportunity I could get, I was like, oh no, my foot slipped off the peg, and like, oh, I hit my shin, but I had to, like, hit it so there was enough, like, gore on that little foot pedal. Because this was a bad injury, man. Like, I thought the axe wound was pretty nasty. This is pretty nasty. It looked like ground beef down there. It was bad. But, again, I had to slip. Oh my gosh, my foot slipped off the pedal and just scraped along that foot thing. And my God, it started bleeding again. It was really bad. And I did the same thing where I just kind of covered up and like, oop, I'll be right back. Doot, 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 doot. Run up to the house. And just like re-bandage it, get an ace bandage and stuff, wrap it around there. Again, if the other one took from July to October, this one took till like January the next year, and like I had There you go. Oh, it's a fashion accessory. And like, I had that thing was an open wound. I still have. It's like a scar with a scoop out under it, and you can just see it. It's still like an inch. Bastard! It's still like an inch long. But yeah, so that was right up there with one of those painful moments in my life. I'll tell you, the thing. Because all that trauma happened at once, it wasn't like there was no slow motion like flow thing, like when you get into a car accident or something. There was no like, no, right? It just kind of happened. Damn you! Stop enchanting my sword. But like, it was horrible because all at once it just kind of went beat and just like stuff sprayed. Anyway, that was bad. My folks never took me to the hospital again because I passed it off as it was no big deal whatsoever. I was just like, yeah, it's a little scuff there. And I never showed them exactly how bad that was. It was bad. It hurt so much for the next several months. Because every time that I would like put on pants, it would scrape by it. And every time I'd like get into bed, it would scrape by it. And try to get down on my knees for something and scrape it. Right? Okay. So there's the story of me, unfortunately, hitting myself in the shin with a chainsaw. If you're wondering, no, I just left that damn wall alone for the rest of the time that we went up to that place. And I'm assuming it's gone now because the beach has kind of receded a little more, so that's probably not a thing anymore with that. But yeah, so that was awful. So let's get on to the next part of our story. Let me paint the picture for you. It's a nice summer day. We are in the state of my birth and upbringing. Can I catch him? No, I did not. I'm sorry, sir. Please pull around to the second window. Your patronage is appreciated. Anyway, so it's a nice warm summer day, and the sun is shining, and the sky is blue, and the birds are tweeting, and that guy did not make it into the arena. And whoa! What is happening? Anyway. Wow, I don't even know what that was. Teleported. I'm a mage from World of Warcraft. So, nice warm day, sun shining, blue skies, right? And I decide, in my infinite wisdom, that, my folks had a motorcycle at home at that point. It was one of the enduro racers that we had. So it was one of those yellow motocross bikes. And, so I'm like, yeah, that'll be a good idea. Let me do that. I'll take the motorcycle out. Now, my parents had always forbidden me to ride a motorcycle on the streets, like on asphalt. And so I always drove it on dirt and everything. So they, their intention was, don't drive it on the street and you won't get, into a car accident like that. Okay. So my folks had to have been out of town because they did not know that I did this. Whew. At least not at first. So I get the motorcycle and I put on a helmet. It's got one of those chin kind of thing, chin protectors, so it's like the full helmet, right? You've seen them, as opposed to just like the little one that sits on top of your head. Okay, give me your bow. Give me your bow. I want your bow. Give me your bow. Oh no. So I figured, I'm gonna take this thing out. And I had my helmet on, and I'm tooling around, right? Just kind of doing my thing. And I decide I'm gonna kind of go through some neighborhoods and, try to avoid the traffic and just kind of weave in and out of the neighborhoods and kind of take it slow and relax. And so I'm motorcycling along, just looking, and I'm starting to do little slaloms and shit. Just, real easy, just kind of do. And you know how curbs in some places, like it's not just a square, right? It's not just like up and over. Well, there are curbs that like curve, right? They just kind of curve up. And so I was deciding I would get a little bit of drive in there because it would like you'd bump up against it, just kind of naturally roll back into the street. So I was having fun doing that. I had some headphones. Did I have headphones? No, I had a little radio strapped to the handlebars. Anyway, just tooling along, and suddenly there's a puddle of something on the ground, and I didn't realize it, and I hit it, and my front wheel just kind of turned real abruptly, so it was facing this way suddenly, and I was still going this way. Well, needless to say, I got thrown right off of that thing, and I went up over the handlebars, and how is this thing supposed to work? There we go. So I went up over the handlebars, and I ended up bouncing off of the road on my chin, okay? So if you've ever gotten like a good fall up, I hate this thing. Nope. All right, we're going old school. So, if you ever ridden one of these things, or if you ever jumped off of a motorcycle, you know that the first things to get hit are your palms and your forearms, right? So you kind of scrape along the ground as you stop yourself. Well, I did that, and then because of the momentum, my hands went up and my chin just kind of bonked off of the concrete. And I slid a little bit, and the bike, the front tire had popped because I'd hit it at an angle so hard. And so I look at the bike, and I'm like, oh, the bike's not too screwed up, right? I'm not feeling any pain, you know. I'm of course my palms and my forearms are scuffed up, and I still have scars from those too. I still have little blotchy scars on the insides of each of my elbows from that. And so I'm like, well, I gotta get the bike home. Maybe I can fix the tire. Maybe I can call someone before my folks get home. You know, that won't be so bad. It should only cost a couple of bucks. So I'm like, well, I gotta get the bike home because that was about a half mile away from the house. And I'm like, oh, clumsy lady. So I go, well, I want to stop at the store because I was a traditional guy at that point. I liked my Mountain Dews and I liked my Twinkies. Because, Mountain Dew and Twinkies, the breakfast of champions. And so I go into a local gas station and I go over to the cooler and I grab a Mountain Dew. And then I come back and I grab some Twinkies from another part of the store. And then I go up to Then I go up to the cashier, and I walk up to the counter, and I wanted a pack of cigarettes too. So she had her back turned to me, and I go, "Hey, hi, excuse me, can I get a pack of?" I don't even know what the hell I smoked back then. It was probably Camels or something stupid. Anyway, so I'm like, "Can I get a pack of smokes?" She says, "Yeah, what do you need?" And again, I told her whatever the brand was. And she turns around. You know how gas stations, like, they got that thing above a lot of them have the thing above the cash register where all the cigarettes are. So they pull them down and then put them on the counter. All right, so without looking, this woman turns around and is just already up here. And she grabs a pack of cigarettes and puts them down. And then she looks at me. And her face went white, and her eyes went about as wide as I've ever seen a human being's eyes go. And she looks at me, and her mouth just drops open, and she's just like, "Oh my God, are you okay? Do you want me to call the ambulance or call 911?" Woo, breakdancing. Wow, it's Blade and Sorcery 2 Electric Boogaloo. Damn. Anyway. Ooh, they want me to use a staff, don't they? Ooh, you guys are scared. You guys are scared now. I'm gonna do lightning staff. Oh, yes. So she's like, "Oh my God, do you want me to call 911? And I'm like, "Why?" I just, because I'm assuming she's seeing like the scrapes on my hands and arms, right? Because I'm right there, like, "Hey." Well, those those anti-theft mirrors that they have in places like gas stations. Ooh, we're doing good. 3 for. Well, they're like those big round mirrors that let people see around corners and stuff. All right, so there was one of those right here. So the cashier's here. And that mirror is right up here. And I'm wearing my traditional, at the time, jeans and a white t-shirt, right? And I took off my helmet at that point, obviously, and it was out at my bike. And so I look up. Oh boy. Trigger warning. Trigger warning. It gets slightly gross here, but not like terrible. Golf swing. And so I look up at that mirror, and all I see at first, because you know it's kind of like this blown out fisheye kind of thing going on, and all I see at first, I don't see my white t-shirt. I see a red t-shirt, and I mean like red, like the color of those banners up there. It had 3 in a row. You lose, good day, sir. And so my shirt is completely red, and I'm like, oh my god, what the hell? And again, it's that elevator eyes. You start looking up at yourself, and I'm like, what the hell? And I walk over to the mirror so you can like see yourself on the bottom part of it, and I look, and as I'm looking up with my chin tilted up, I notice, ladies, one at a time, please. I noticed, there's just red everywhere, except for on my chin. My chin is this weird, kind of whitish gray color in a couple places. And I'm like, what is that, right? And I get a little closer, and I get a little closer. Yeah, it's the bone from my chin. It is visible because when I had skipped on the concrete after falling off the motorcycle, yeah, take that, you like that? When I had skipped off the concrete, disassemble, I had, oh boy, this is so brutal. I had apparently hit my feet, or my face, pretty hard, like my chin. Because, I felt it, but it was like bonk, bonk, bonk. And then you have that kind of, that period of time where you're just like, things ache a little, but I'm not really, like in pain. Whew. So I see my chin bone sticking out, called the mentis, by the way. The Latin word, medical word for your chin bone is your mentis. And so I see that sticking out. And then the realization hits, right? It's that cowboy thing that I've talked about several times, right? You get the cowboy gets shot with an arrow, and then later on he looks down at it and he's like, oh, look at that, and falls over dead. All right. Well, now that I had seen this egregious wound on my face and blood just like dripping down my shirt and covered my pants and stuff, I'm like, yeah, an ambulance would be nice. And then I passed out in the gas station, right on the floor there. And it was another thing where I woke up as the EMTs were kind of taking care of me. They had to stitch my chin, like when I got to the hospital. Oh dear Lord. The work that surgeon had to do to close up that wound, I still have a really good scar to my chin from it. I mean, like a really good scar. It is, it actually is to the point where it's like, I probably won't need a facelift for a long time, because it actually, like, tightened the skin under my chin. So, like, anyway, so I got this big old scar on my chin here from that. And, yeah, again, one of those things that was just like, oh my god, number one, how am I not dead? Like, from chainsaw and falling on my face, ripping my chin open. And like, oh my god, if you've never seen a bone sticking out of your body, it's quite the experience. Because again, it's like, that shouldn't be showing, right? That shouldn't be there. Anyway, that one, boy, it took a while to heal too. My parents did find out about that one. I couldn't hide that one from them. Mostly because the motorcycle was stuck at the gas station, and the EMTs called my folks. So, yeah, that's the story of two different traumas that I've had. a follow-up to my hitting myself in the leg with an axe story. But anyway, I hope you have enjoyed it. I hope that didn't gross you out too much. And I hope, if you're one of those folks that likes those kind of stories, I've got more of them. I really don't mind telling them. Just let me know in the comments below if this is something that you dig. Yeah, well, maybe I'll do a little short series on the pain that Orpheus has endured. Anyway, we will see you next time here on Orpheus Plays, another edition of Blade and Sorcery. I hope you do awesome the rest of your day. You did good today. Make sure you go and relax. All right, see you later. Bye.